The holiday season is getting really close. And the way I notice that is one, by all the clients I have in my inbox asking me for last minute things, and by coordinating a lot of these last minute things, but also from the website. Like I have a lot of people writing in with questions on how to improve their campaigns, on what to do. And we also see it with the students in our courses. Everybody's getting into a higher gear. So I wanted to take the time to create this video to share some of the tips and things that we're doing this holiday season that might not have been true compared to the last one. So in this video, I'm going to share 8 tips on how to compete more effectively. And be sure to stick around till the end of the video, because I have something that can totally blow away your performance this coming holiday season. The first one is a simple one. It's managing your expectations. What I mean by that is you got to get a feel for the numbers that you're gonna do. It can be like blind luck that you suddenly 2x or 10x your revenue from last year. So look at last year's number and see like the amount of sales you did, how many days were actually what were your top days? What was your ad spend on those days? What were the clicks? What was your conversion rate? Just try to get a feel for all of the numbers. And then the other part is, what were you doing on those days that generated these sales? Did those sales come from emails that you sent out? Was it a promotion that you had? Did you run a free shipping? What kind of promotion also did you do? Buy a second one, get 50% off? Did you just do straight up discount? All of these matter, and knowing what you did last year will help you to get a little bit of a feel for what you can do this year. So if you've been running the campaigns for your own business or that of your client for the last year, you might have a good feeling of how the account is trending. For example, one of my clients, this last October, we actually did almost the same amount of sales that we did during the holiday season of last year. So we know this coming holiday season, it's gonna be a big one, and we probably be able to do two times the amount of revenue that we did last year. So just knowing that and communicating with the client about that, like the budget it's gonna take, it's an important start to this whole process. Tip number 2. This is a pretty straightforward one. If you're running your own business, what type of promotions are you gonna run? If you're working for clients or in an agency or something, or with your team, just get all the input you need on what promotions are gonna run where, what kind of emails are going to go out. If it's simple, it might be just a simple email or in your project management tool or something. If it's more complex, and you have, for example, certain promotions on Black Friday, and then throughout the weekend, and then throughout Cyber Monday, a different one, maybe it's 20% off, maybe the percentage increases or something. So it can be helpful to put that into a spreadsheet where you have like clear start and end dates that you can use as a reference point. If you're in the middle of your campaigns and you're not sure what to do, having this spreadsheet shared with a client or shared with your team creates like a single source of truth, right? Because things get hectic and a lot of people get a lot of email, and sometimes things go lost. So try to organize this in the best way as possible. Tip number 3, the limits. This is a new one for me. I wouldn't have been able to give you this tip last year, but the reason it's in here now, it's important to have a talk with your boss, with your client, to what the budget limits are. Is the budget infinite if you hit your numbers, or do you have a hard stop? Is there only a certain amount of budget that has been budgeted, especially in bigger companies? They don't always have this flexibility on scaling the budget as it needs to go. Or maybe the company isn't able to grow that quickly. So they do have a cap on a budget. So let me share with you what happened last year. So we were working with this client. Things were going pretty well, like in the months leading up to Black Friday and the whole Black Friday Cyber Monday weekend. And we're doing well, and during Black Friday, actually, one of our products really was doing well, so we scaled the budget and we sold a ton. The problem was that this client wasn't really expecting this, because without getting into the details, for every order that came in, they actually needed to place an order themselves. I know it sounds sketchy, but it's the type of business they were running. So they had to actually, the time the money came into their accounts from customers paying, like it takes a couple of days, and they had to lay out all the cash before. So all of that increased sales led to enormous cash flow problem for them. So in the end, it worked out. It was messy, it was tough, especially for them, not having cash to run a business and having it strangle you while you actually are successful. It's difficult, but it also taught us a lesson to now have these conversations with our clients, to know, to serve them as good as we can, to know like what the hard stuff is. Off to tip number 4, and that is your product feed hygiene. This is also a lesson from last year, where we had a client that had about 25% of their inventory stuck in review. They were like pending review in Google Merchant Center. So the backstory in that is we had uploaded the feed, not touched it for the last, I think, 2 months leading up to Black Friday. And then when Black Friday hit, suddenly a quarter of the products got like pending review, and they got stuck there. And this is really something you can avoid easily by making sure that your feed looks good. Just log into your Google Merchant Center, have a look at the diagnostics overview, look at the amount of disapproved products, scroll through, fix any of the problems that you can. And if you need input from somebody else in your team or your client on certain things, I usually put together a spreadsheet with a couple of different tabs of things they need to fix, and then have them fix it. So for example, for this client, I just did this review, and we managed to take out to reactivate about 200 products, and I've sent them a list of to take care of the other 600 products. And yeah, we'll have all of the products that we need, because nothing is more annoying than you counting, or the client actually counting on a certain product, being in the feed with a good deal, and it actually just not showing. So especially for if you're relying heavily on shopping ads, this is really an easy win. Tip number 5. This is a bit the same than the product feed hygiene, but this is on the campaign level. So in your Google Ads account, normally if you've been managing your campaigns well, they should be in a good shape. But oftentimes things fall through the cracks. So this is a good opportunity to revisit all of the settings, all of your ads, the keywords, to make sure nothing is slipping through. They're sometimes also involved a little bit of preparation for your shopping campaigns. So if you're running ads on, or if you're running promos on specific types of products, you might want to pull them out of your regular campaigns. Make sure they have the right campaign priority, so they're not competing with your regular campaigns, and making sure that the bidding and the budgets are well set, so that you have everything ready to go, and you don't need to go in at that time and then pull those products out of their own campaigns and stuff. It's a headache you can live without. So if you have everything prepared up front, your life will be a lot easier. Tip number 6, this is about creative. Creative for the longest time in Google search or in Google Ads meant display banners. So maybe if you're running display campaigns, you need to have like an update on your display banners. If you're running search ads, you might want to have a look at your ad copy. Make sure that reflects the holiday season. Also make sure that reflects the promotions you're gonna run. And also your ad extensions. Because in the ad extensions, you can do a lot of things like with the promo codes. For example, like the promotion extension, or have price extensions or this or that. But you also want to make sure that that's in your ad copy. Just because those extensions aren't going to run in the majority of the cases. So if you're relying on that extension to communicate the whole benefit, you're missing out on some effort, on some value. So make sure that your promotions deadlines are in the ad copy as well, and that's ready to go. That's been reviewed and yeah, just sitting in your account. Something new compared to last year is also the creative on your showcase shopping ads. So as a reminder, these showcase shopping ads are a little bit different from regular shopping ads. These ads are actually, they have a banner, they have your logo, they have some copy. It allows people to click on them, they expand, and then it shows like the whole, your whole product catalog, or a selection of it, the way you want it. But the reason why you have to adapt this creative is that you're now able to adapt this copy, add in your promotions in the description. Create better targeted ads for this promotional time. So you might want to test some things, or have a couple of different banners that you test during the holiday season. But it's just an extra variable for you to take into account if you're running these type of ads. On to tip number 7. Tip number 7 is all about automation. Another year has passed. Google has been pushing smart bidding, automated bidding harder and harder. So with this automation, a lot of times things are a bit outside of our control when it comes to setting the actual CPCs. And the algorithms, not in all cases, but some cases, have gotten pretty good at deciding which bids to bid for certain search queries or for certain searches. But these campaigns always need a little bit of time to adapt. So sudden spikes like you made $100 worth of sales yesterday, and then tomorrow you're gonna do 3,000. These algorithms aren't really able to cope with that because they need oftentimes like the learning phase of a bidding strategy is around 14 days, I think, right now. So if you have like a short couple of days changes, these algorithms might get out of whack a little bit. If you're running automated bidding strategies, Google has introduced for both for search and display a seasonal adjustment for your campaigns, where you can actually bid more aggressively during a certain time. So you can find that in the bidding strategies section of your Google Ads account. The thing is that with this automation, it's a hard call to make, right? Because it needs some time to adapt. Sometimes it works well with these certain sudden spikes, but other times it doesn't. So make sure that you have kind of like a backup plan in place. What you're gonna do with your CPCs in case you've done Black Friday and your campaigns have really tanked. Well, maybe it's time for you to take back the control and do things more manually. So have an idea at how that might, what that might look like, that you're not surprised if you have to do that. So there's just to mention, there's nothing wrong with bidding manually. We still have a ton of campaigns for our clients that we run on manual CPC. And sometimes it is the best strategy, but not in all cases. Our last tip is around remarketing audiences. So if you've been running remarketing campaigns for a while, you might already have them dialed in and have, if your account is big enough, different audiences for your visitors, maybe certain categories, people checking out, people abandoning checkout, people reaching the cart, all these different things. Now with this new promotion that you're running, you're actually able to create specific audiences of people that you know have been to these promotional pages. Since you're going to be sending a lot of traffic, it can pay off to actually create new audiences around these. So maybe somebody that's been to your website on Friday but didn't buy, they might still be in the market to buy like throughout the weekend or on Monday, when you actually have different kind of promotions. So maybe on Friday you're doing a free shipping promotion, and then on Monday you're pulling out all stops and actually having a 20% off promotion, well, you could be targeting the people that have been to that promotional page on Friday throughout the weekend or even on Monday. So it's just taking a look at your promotions, at the discounts you're going to give, and then taking into account how your remarketing is going to play into that. It can already help to set up these audiences beforehand and also link them to the correct campaigns, so they're able to run and add ads to that, especially important, and then they're able to run as soon as they reach the threshold of 100 visitors for display and 1,000 people on the list or people in the audiences for search ads. So that was it. I hope you enjoyed these tips and they are useful. So let me know in the comments which of these 8 tips you found most useful and that you're gonna apply to your campaigns. So I will pick my favorite comment and give them a free 30-minute strategy session to improve their Google Ads. So be sure to leave a comment. With that said, I wish you the best of luck in this upcoming holiday season. And if you need more help with your campaigns, be sure to check out our courses on Google Shopping or Google Search Ads. They will help you making sure you get the foundation right and then build on top of that with advanced optimization strategies. And these will help to make your campaigns more profitable.